In 2001, a mother was found murdered in her own home. The case went cold for over 2 decades. No suspects. No answers. Until a single strand of DNA reopened the investigation and revealed a name no one expected. This is the story of lies, violence, and justice, 24 years in the making. Welcome to Crime Flicker, where the past doesn't stay buried.
Chevy Chase, Maryland was the kind of neighborhood where everyone knew each other. Tree-lined streets, pristine lawns, and families who had lived there for decades created a sense of peace and predictability. On the morning of May 15, 2001, that peace was shattered. Leslie Preer, a beloved mother and active community volunteer, was found dead in her home. Her 10-year-old daughter, Lauren, had been at school at the time. The murder sent shockwaves through the community. Detectives arriving at the scene found no signs of forced entry. Leslie had been beaten and strangled, and there were signs of a struggle. Nothing appeared to be stolen, which ruled out burglary. The crime scene, though chaotic, pointed to someone she might have known. Investigators collected fingerprints, DNA samples from under her nails, and other forensic evidence, but technology at the time had limitations. Naturally, the initial suspicion fell on Leslie's husband, David Preer. Though their marriage had been strained, there was no concrete evidence linking him to the crime. He passed a polygraph test, and his alibi checked out. Other leads included a former co-worker and a handyman, but each trail ended in disappointment. The case went cold. Lauren Preer's life changed forever. She was raised by her aunt and uncle, and though she tried to move on, the trauma never left her. Every birthday, holiday, and graduation was shadowed by her mother's absence. She always hoped the killer would be found but learned to live with the pain of unanswered questions. In 2022, a cold case unit reopened Leslie's file. Advances in forensic technology, particularly familial DNA testing and genetic genealogy, were now tools that didn't exist in 2001. DNA found under Leslie's fingernails was submitted to a national database. This time, it hit. The DNA belonged to Eugene Gliger, a name that stunned investigators. Eugene had been a family friend, even playing with Lauren as children. He had moved away shortly after the murder and had never been considered a suspect. He had no criminal record, which explained why his DNA hadn't matched any databases earlier. But familial searching linked him to a distant cousin who had submitted their DNA to an ancestry website. With this lead, police began a quiet surveillance operation. They followed Eugene, retrieved a discarded coffee cup, and confirmed the DNA match. The arrest was swift and silent. When confronted, Eugene initially denied everything, but the evidence was irrefutable. Faced with overwhelming evidence, Eugene confessed. He admitted he had an argument with Leslie that escalated. He blamed her for something he never disclosed. In a rage, he attacked her. The confession was chilling not just for its content but for its cold delivery. He showed no remorse. The trial began in early 2024. Lauren, now 33, testified. Her voice cracked, but she remained composed. The courtroom was silent as she described the years of grief and longing. Prosecutors laid out the DNA evidence, timeline, and motive. Eugene's defense argued diminished capacity, but the jury was unmoved.